Welcome to Hangman Tarot. We're going to get started with our celebrity reading. We're going to find out all about Ed Sheeran and this marriage he is in that I knew nothing about. I didn't even know this man was married. I had no clue. He's actually been married to this lady and they've been dating. So we're going to get into it. If you would, please hit subscribe to Hangman Tarot first and foremost. And if you would like, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also, get a hold of that little bell and give it a little ring. That's going to make it so that you don't miss any of my notifications here. All right. So if you would like to get into a request, please feel free and leave a comment, or you can check out my social media in the details below. And I'm going to thank my subscriber, Sweet Pea, for this request. And let's get into it. I would never have thought to do his marriage because I had no idea this was happening. I didn't know this was a thing. Okay, Ed Sheeran? I didn't know. All right. So, okay. Let me find out his astrology for y'all. Okay. So, Ed Sheeran was born Sunday, February 17th, 1991 in Halifax, United Kingdom. He's an Aquarius and an Aries moon sign. His birth path is a 3. Okay. That's totally duh. Why wouldn't it be 3? Okay, let me write down my timestamp really quickly. Okay. Get back into it. Okay. So he was born Edward Christopher Sheeran. He's currently signed to Asylum Atlantic Records. He broke through commercially in June 2011 with his debut single, The A-Team. Oh, love that song. It debuted at number 3. What would you look at that? 3 again. He literally is a birth path 3. And then that just said he debuted his very first song at 3. With 3s, it's like 3s chase you with confidence. They chase you with, what is it? Like confidence and charm. So basically, this man is, which I didn't think this when I was looking at him, but confidence and charming. He's probably like Mr. Romance. Lord. Okay. I wonder he's married. Okay. He began writing songs during his time in high school, and it just kind of continued from there on out. Again, we are going to get right into this. Cherry Seaborn is his wife. Okay, this is the wife I knew nothing about. They've reportedly been dating since 2015. This man has had her as his wife, and they were spotted kissing in a snap shared by Ed's pal, Taylor Swift. Well, thank you, Taylor Swift. Back in July, Taylor had thrown a party celebrating a friend's engagement, as well as Ed's and Cherry's 1-year anniversary. So how adorable. How adorable. Her birthday is May 6th. She's 29 years old. She was born in Suffolk, United Kingdom. She's British. Looks like they have a baby. I didn't even know Ed Sheeran had a baby. Like, what in the world? This is just crazy. He's got a whole, like, thing going on, a whole tribe. Okay, so we are going to do the oracle reading first. This just kind of go over his current energy. This is the first layer of kind of getting a vibe off of Ed Sheeran and his marriage. I am basing this off of just kind of currently how do they feel about each other, kind of think about each other, any actions towards each other, future outcome, that type of thing. And we will confirm through tarot with this current oracle reading. Let's get into it. All right. Beginning to explore, that is upright. So that's current in the energy, kind of exploring. It's just a good moment to explore for him. However, this resonates, but this is a moment that is beginning new. It's a new start. It's a fresh, stepping out and really just getting into the nitty gritty of something. Okay. So he's beginning to explore on who knows, tarot will confirm. All right. So there is an issue with some commitments. Keeping commitments is coming up with a little bit of lagging in the energy, and reaching for the stars, or, getting in a place again with that charm and that confidence. That's not an issue for Ed Sheeran at all. And no matter how creative or artistic this individual is, it's like you have commitments. If you make commitments, you have to meet them and come back to them and get right into it, get into the thick of it. But we'll find out again more on that because tarot will definitely confirm that. Okay. Here we go. Ed Sheeran and Cherry. I love her name. I love the name Cherry. If my name could be, can we just call this Cherry's Hangman Tarot? I would like to be named Cherry or Peach. Name me Peach. Peachy. We could do a kiwi. I love this name. I'm loving it. I think Rob Zombie, I think his wife's name is Cherry. If it's not, tell me, because I don't know. Now I don't know. Now I'm second guessing everything. There's another person named Cherry. How dare she? Okay. All right. Let's get into Ed Sheeran's reading with his beautiful, beautiful wife, Cherry. Now, he's an Aries within the heart, and she is Taurus. What? Oh, whoa, I hate this. Oh. Okay. Okay. All right. Shit. Okay. So there could be some sort of fertility trouble. There's a baby already. They might be in a place where it's just kind of like overdoing it, just really like overly kind of like, oh, just really trying to be fertile or really wanting to have baby or, really just, in the thick of like, are we fertile or are we not type of thing. Okay. So it's just like bringing in the trouble of fertility, the baby making things, the physical needs, are they being met? Like it's just bringing up all sorts of things here and just like really exploring maybe the fertility stuff here. And just because, again, you have one child doesn't make for another. What makes for another is the fact that you are fertile. And if, the child's not here and you haven't made it, hence this is why they're in a place where they're feeling like things are troubled. As far as her thoughts on the situation, she's definitely feeling like less than sensual with her lover. So she's not feeling as sensual or sexual or as, nurturing or even like baby making. Like it's just like not something she's really interested in thinking about at the moment, which is typical. That's a typical thing, especially when you're dealing with your woman stuff. You're just like you don't want it to be sexy. You're like, you can't even do anything for me. Why would we want you to be sexual? Okay, let's get into his thoughts on the situation or just in general on her. Okay. He feels like she's not quite bouncing back from whatever it is that they are dealing with. Okay. So there is a situation and they're definitely dealing with, again, this could be fertility trouble or just in general, just like not wanting to really just put in the effort or, explore all of their options. But he's feeling like she's not bouncing back quite as quickly as he would like. And there's lack of communication on his end of things. He doesn't really want to get into, the power exchange of this conversation. It's just not, a conflict he wants to bring into his life because it's very hostile and he's probably terrified because she's hormonal. Yeah. So, I mean, even if they were to have a convo about it, it just probably wouldn't be very stable. It's not worth all of the peace and the happy and the calm in the relationship in which, it's already taking a toll on it. And he thinks that. Let's find out their feelings for one another. What are their feelings for each other? Ooh, goodness. Okay. All right. So she feels like she's very determined. She's really trying to plan this out. And it's kind of, at the core of what they're really trying to do. The Two of Wands, it's upright. It's definitely them wanting to expand in the family. So this is definitely finding expansion. They're very passionate about this. It's not something that, they're joining in on forces and like just not really like taking it seriously. They're really trying to add balance and she's feeling like, this plan is going accordingly. Okay. And this is just something that she's considering and she's trying to consider every single thing when it comes to like keeping this peaceful as possible because, she really loves herself. She does. She's a very big lover of her own self. Super, super important because I don't see that ever in cards. I always see everybody pissed off at themselves. So congratulations, Cherry. Way to go, Ed. Eddie. Okay. So over on his end of things, he's feeling like less than secure. Again, he's probably frightened. Okay. He's probably frightened of the fertility monster. Okay. So he is in a place where he's supportive. Yes. He's got all the income coming in. There's, streams of income coming in. He's feeling complete. He's feeling very secure. But there is this layer in which he feels like emasculated or demasculated, because that's the word that's coming to my mind. I'm feeling like he's like in the corner hiding, and that's kind of like what I'm feeling, like he's being emasculated or demasculated. I don't know which one it is. Whatever, you know what I mean. Okay, she's got him by the nutties and he's terrified. That's what's happening. He still feels like the man in the family, but he doesn't. Okay, but he feels supportive towards her. He cares less about it. He doesn't care. He knows it's a phase. He knows it's just the stuff that they're going through, the experience that they're walking through. This is just a part of it, and he's aware of that. So that's a huge plus. Okay. All right. Let's get into their likely actions here moving forward. Ooh, I don't know what's going on, but I don't like it. I do not like it, Ed Sheeran. Okay. You guys are not going to believe this. I don't know what the frick is going on here. I don't like these cards. Okay. So a likely action is that because there's a little bit of chaos in the Sheeran home. Okay. So there's a little conflict here. I'm sure, it's just a bunch of shit that is shoved under the carpet and it just hasn't been really expressed or spoken about or talked about or, moved forward or, expanded on or, it has not been touched. So there is lack of direction or a feeling here that really isn't needed or necessarily needed, but I'm feeling like there's some untrue thoughts that are going on. So I feel like somebody's kind of like maybe a little like wild in their head right now. So this could even be her or him, but however this resonates, one of them is feeling like there's a lot of chaos because in their mind, they're thinking a lot of things that aren't actually true of the other person. And that's probably has a lot to do with, whatever is going on. But there was some choices here and they needed to have a conversation about it and they just have not. And it's really kind of like, it's made its way through their home, really breaking the hearts. It really wreaking a little bit of havoc in their home. Okay. So, they're very unhappy about the situation. They're not even communicating about it. They're not clearing it up, but there is decisions here and they really need to make a choice. It's, they're just going back and forth on it without conversating. There's no inspiration on her end to really have the conversation. There's no like want or need. She's just like, blah, I don't want to do it. And this doesn't necessarily mean that there was a third party, but this, with the Three of Swords in reverse, is just indicating to me that there's something that's in between the two of them and they aren't talking about it. Okay. It's unfortunate because, this is difficult enough. So to experience, even further, however, let's get into let's get into what it is that they want. Let's get the final wants of both of them, and then we're going to get a likely outcome for them. Okay, so Ed Sheeran on his end of things is definitely wanting kind of a release or kind of a new beginning. Like, let's just let go of this old shit. Let's just, move forward. He wants to get into, a really good place where he is welcome to start over. I'm sure he's like ready to start over, but, over on her end of things, she keeps looking back on the memories of things. And she's just like, there was so much kindness. There was so much peace. There were so many things here that I can just keep looking at that really helped me to keep pushing forward. So, getting into the places like that, like really just looking back on the memories and looking at all the glory and all the good things, all the bad things, and just making it kind of like look like it should, maybe being inspired to look like it used to. I mean, who knows? But they are going to be getting into a place of completion. They're not going to be like superly like expressive of their love when they do it. So by the ending of this, or getting into the end zone here of kind of what it is that they're really wanting, he wants to just get over this, start over. But it's like there's a lot of resistance up. He's up against a lot here, especially when he's trying to just start fresh. And again, she's just kind of like stuck in the past a little bit, really wishing things looked like that. And they don't. So to get into some sort of closure or ending place with this emotion stuff and the connection and the feeling between the two of them, it's like the over emotion is overkill. So, but there is resistance here. So it's going to be a minute. It may not be by this ending of the month, but it will be within the month, next month at least. Add a little bit of flow to the life, add a little bit of flow to the relationship, and get into a more balanced place and be inspired. Hopefully they can get through this. I feel like it's a really heavy moment. I'm feeling very, very heavy at this moment. I feel like, okay, I'm terrified because I don't want Ed Sheeran to have a bad marriage because of my tarot. Okay, King of Wands in reverse. We got our Five of Swords that is upright. Okay, so likely outcome here is just, again, that stagnancy, feeling stuck. But hopefully, because of the hope that one of them has and the hope that one of them is communicating and just, inviting, more of a clear conversation and clearing up the thoughts, and hopefully they can get into more of an emotionally mature place, because it's just a lot of immaturity between the two of them. And that doesn't mean that they're like 5 years old. It just means that emotionally they weren't really willing to accept what was happening. Maybe emotionally they just weren't ready and they didn't know how to deal with it. So by that, meaning a little immature for them. But the passion here within the next month or so is likely going to be lacking. And that's, nobody's taking the lead on the sexy time. That's for sure. So hopefully, things turn out and pan out and work out. I'm sure that everything will be okay. This experience cannot be easy. I've never had to go through IVF or anything like that. I was really blessed to just be able to have children without thinking about it. Unfortunately, I just literally had them. But that's my experience. So I don't understand that experience, and I wish them the best. I really, truly do. Okay. Please go ahead, subscribe to Hangman Tarot if you would, please and thank you. Go ahead and click your Hangman Tarot. Also, if you would, share, like, and follow. Check out the video that does pop up at the end of this reading. And if you want to subscribe any celebrity, go ahead and leave it in the comments, and you can get a hold of me in the social media down below. Other than that, I hope that you all enjoy the rest of your Thursday. I will be popping back up in just a couple minutes with our next celebrity. See ya.